Babe, here. You need help?
Oh, no, thanks. I got to do everything myself.
You sure? You sure you don't need help?
No, I got this. Codependency Hard at Work is a skit about how taking too much responsibility for our family's physical and emotional needs during our formative years and not getting the same in return shows up behaviorally in adulthood. And where being a hard worker has its benefits, being this way within our own relationships and family can be a detriment to our physical well-being, self-esteem because we feel like we're servants, and healthy expression of our feelings, especially frustration, anger, or confusion. Codependent people do not want to be trapped emotionally by this type of behavior, but often do not know another way of being in the world, so stay resentfully working away within the confines of this very controlling and often difficult complex to break, until they wake up to the fact that there are a lot of other options out there if they start working on their own personal development every single day and stop worrying about other people's mess. Mom, what are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? I just wiped those counters down, Mom. Well, clearly not good enough. Wow, and you wonder why I have a problem with perfection. Thanks for the handy-down. Perfectionism is often a byproduct of being raised in a codependent home where you're taught to look to others for approval as a means for gaining self-worth. And the only ways to do this is through the performance of an action that's important to mom or dad, like cleaning or sports, and or achieving a desired result, like good grades. Unfortunately, what motivates perfection in the child is feeling not good enough without this approval and their unconscious or conscious resentment for the parent or teacher making them feel this way. Hey Mom, what are we doing for dinner? I don't know, your dad's being an asshole. You know, he hasn't taken me out in years. I can't stand him anymore. Oh, I'm in a terrible mood anyway. He can feed himself. Let's go out. Okay. Oh my God, when is this gonna stop? I'll get ready. Just because everyone does something doesn't make it normal. But what I find is that we often normalize our parents' behavior at the expense of knowing ourselves. If we instead started identifying these everyday behaviors and reflecting on their effect on us, we can start working towards improving ourselves and breaking that cycle. So the best way to deal with the issue in this skit is to keep the details of the argument or upsetness between you and your partner, and then make time to resolve that problem. If your child senses that there's an issue between the both of you, they might say something, and that would be a great opportunity for you to explain what's going on in a simple way. Make sense of it like this. Like, we're not seeing eye to eye right now on a few things, but that happens sometimes in relationships, and we're working on it. Then you can ask them if they have any questions at all and see if they understand you. And finally, if you want to take your kiddo out to dinner, totally cool. Maybe your spouse needs a break. It's a great opportunity for you to bond, but talk about things that are interesting to both of you and not about the emotional struggles you're having with the other parent. Boundaries are what's missing when it comes to parents that chronically rely on their children to contain their feelings about the other parent or other inappropriate things. So the child never learns boundaries themselves and grows up not knowing how to understand what's theirs and what's not, and often feels compelled to take on any problem someone presents to them as their own without thinking of what that might do to them, such as become a major source of burnout, anxiety, depression, anger, or frustration. So it's imperative for you to take inventory of your own life for signs that you're in relationships without boundaries and start to create them by clearly defining what you can and can't do when it comes to their own personal growth, responsibilities, or issues. Those are theirs and you have your own. And finally, deeply understand that boundaries are an expression of inner strength and empathy, not a sign of weakness. Hey, what are you up to today? I hope you're having a good one. I wonder what's taking him so long. What an asshole. I'm such an idiot for trying. Did I say something wrong? Am I coming on too strong? Had a great day. How about you? Really? That's it? I waited all day for that. Texting is a dangerous game for people with codependent tendencies and or anxious attachment styles. As it can be sometimes a source of exhausting amounts of attention, it's also a source of confusion and upsetness, especially when people go radio silent. So next time you find yourself lighting up over what silence means, I want you to stop, drop, and roll those thoughts in these 3 ways. First, you need to remember and tell yourself, you do not need another person's attention to feel good about yourself or worthy of love. Second, I'd like you to try to depersonalize the incident. And if they offer no explanation, see their silence as a red flag. That's all it is. And lastly, you or nor anyone else should feel obligated to be by their phone if and when a certain someone reaches out. You have a life to live. Get to it.